The Random Jottings of Donald J. from Nelson in Pendle. Mummy. Location Droylsden, private residence along Chestnut Avenue. Title: Whispers of the Past. In the quiet town of Droylsden, nestled along Chestnut Avenue, stood a private residence that held a secret. It was a house with a history, one that went beyond the bricks and mortar that formed its structure. The year was 2009. And the air in the town seemed to carry a subtle unease. Inside the walls of this unassuming home, strange occurrences had become all too familiar. Each night, as the clock struck midnight, the air grew heavy with whispers and echoes. The occupants, a young family with 2 children, would huddle together in their beds, hearts pounding in their chests, as the house came to life with eerie sounds. "Mummy," a voice would call out, soft and plaintive, its source shrouded in darkness. The children would clutch their sheets, wide-eyed, unsure if the voice belonged to some restless spirit or merely the creaking of old wood settling under the weight of the night. And then there were the growls, a guttural, menacing sound that seemed to reverberate through the very foundation of the house. It sent shivers down spines, leaving no doubt that something otherworldly lurked in the shadows. As the nights wore on, the family grew more apprehensive, each evening bringing fresh dread. They sought answers, delving into the history of the house, but the secrets held within its walls were buried deep, obscured by layers of time. One fateful night, as the clock struck 12, and the whispers grew more insistent, a vision manifested above the bed. A spectral figure, pale and ethereal, hovered in the air, bathed in an eerie light that seemed to emanate from within. The family's breath caught in their throats, the air thick with a mixture of awe and terror. They dared not blink, lest the apparition vanish as suddenly as it appeared. The figure, a woman in a long, flowing gown, gazed down upon them with sad, longing eyes. Her presence was at once comforting and disconcerting, as if she were a lost soul seeking solace in the company of the living. In that moment, a name formed in the minds of the family members, whispered by the very essence of the apparition: Eliza. With newfound purpose, they delved deeper into the history of the house, determined to uncover the truth about Eliza. Their search led them to a forgotten diary, tucked away in the attic, its pages filled with the musings and sorrows of a woman long gone. Eliza, it seemed, was a mother who had lost her children in a tragic accident, a pain so profound that it lingered even in death. Her restless spirit had sought solace within the walls of the house, her voice and presence forever imprinted on its time-worn fabric. Armed with this newfound knowledge, the family set out to find a way to ease Eliza's eternal torment. Through a series of rituals and heartfelt prayers, they reached out to her, offering a glimmer of hope and a promise of peace. Slowly, as the days turned into weeks, the haunting manifestations began to subside. The growls grew fainter, and the whispers grew softer, until, at last, they ceased altogether. In the quiet town of Droylsden, along Chestnut Avenue, a house once burdened with the weight of its spectral tenant found a measure of tranquility. Eliza's spirit, no longer bound by grief and longing, found release, leaving behind a sense of serenity that settled into the very bones of the old home. And so, the house stood, its walls no longer echoing with the cries of a tormented soul, but instead, cradling the memory of a mother's love that had transcended even the boundaries of life and death. By Donald J.